Young in the Restless spoilers Wednesday, August 28 reveal bad things could happen to Kyle. Jack will prove him wrong when he listens to Victor. In recent days, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins cannot hide their worries about Victor Newman's growing influence over their son, Kyle Abbott. With Victor's scheming and power, Jack and Diane know that any interference from Victor could have serious consequences for Kyle's life. Victor Newman, a man who is not afraid to use any means to achieve his goals, has asked Kyle to fire Claire Newman, the nanny of Harrison, Victor's nephew through Summer Newman. Claire is not only a nanny but also has a special relationship with Harrison, who has become an important part of her life. But for Victor, power and control are above all, and protecting the interests of the family is what he always puts first. Meanwhile, Chelsea Lawson is on a journey to seek forgiveness from Billy Abbott. Chelsea understands that her past mistakes have hurt not only Billy but also those around her. With a repentant heart, she hopes to be forgiven by Billy and given a chance to start over. However, Billy, with his past hurts, does not easily accept this change. The complexity of their relationship, along with the remaining feelings from before, make the conversation between Chelsea and Billy a real challenge. Adam Newman is also facing an equally difficult situation. Forced to tell the truth to Sally Spectra, Adam realizes that the truth could destroy everything they have built. Adam has always been an unpredictable person, with his own secrets and schemes. But this time, keeping secrets is no longer an option. The truth that Adam is about to reveal could completely change the relationship between him and Sally, and their lives. In the meantime, Kyle Abbott is caught between his loyalty to his family and pressure from Victor Newman. Claire Newman, the nanny Kyle doesn't want to fire, is at the center of the conflict. Kyle knows that ending Claire's role with Harrison will hurt not only his son but himself, as Claire is not only a nanny but also a woman who has captured his heart. But when Victor gives the order, Kyle knows he has little choice. This decision could be a major turning point in Kyle's life, and could cost him more than he ever imagined. Meanwhile, Claire is also at a crossroads in her life. She has a strong bond with Harrison, but continuing to be a nanny may no longer be the best option for her. Her growing feelings for Kyle have led her to start a serious relationship with him. However, Victor's intervention and Kyle's forced decision about Claire could complicate things. Claire may have to reevaluate her options, especially after her recent conversation with Nikki Newman and Victoria Newman at the Society. Nikki, who has always known how to build relationships and use them for her own ends, has been talking to Claire about her future. Nikki has confided in Claire, saying that she values Claire as a past assistant and is willing to forgive her past betrayals. This, combined with the offer to work with Nikki, has put Claire in a difficult position. She must decide between continuing her role as Harrison's nanny or starting a new chapter in her career with Nikki. Summer Newman is no exception. Worried about the situation, she enlists Victor's help to convince Kyle. Summer knows that Victor's influence can help her achieve her goals, but this makes Phyllis, her mother, shudder. Phyllis knows Victor well and worries that his interference could have dire consequences. While Kyle can't completely cut ties with Audra, he may have to make a decision about ending Claire's role. Kyle, reluctantly, may see this as a way to appease Summer and protect the stability of his family. But every decision comes with consequences, and Kyle may pay a heavy price for his decision. He knows that Victor will not let anything slip, and following Victor's orders is inevitable. Glissade is positioned to compete with Jabot, and Kyle knows that confronting Victor could have serious consequences for both his career and his family. Jack and Diane, who have always loved and protected Kyle, are heartbroken to see their son treating them like enemies. Will Kyle have second thoughts after all this? Subscribe to Yonder for the latest news. Yonder reveals that Sharon Newman may be facing a mental breakdown with hallucinations. However, the relief doesn't last long. Little does Sharon know that Cameron is still secretly watching, waiting for the moment to push her into the darkness again. Meanwhile, Faith Newman and Lily Winters have an emotional conversation after Lily, drunk, begs Faith for help. Believing that everything will be fine, Faith agrees to help Lily, but they don't expect that fate will put them in a dangerous situation. The two leave in Lily's car, but what happens after they get in the car remains a mystery. A serious accident occurs, and when the light gradually returns, Lily wakes up, dazed but still alive. Faith, however, is not so lucky. She lies motionless, her body weak and showing no signs of waking up. Faith's condition becomes more serious as she is rushed to the hospital. The doctor runs tests and finds traces of alcohol in her system, complicating matters further. News of the accident quickly reaches Sharon and Nick Newman. Fear overwhelms them as they recall horrific memories from the past. Sharon, already exhausted from her confrontations with Cameron, is now faced with the devastating news of her daughter. Cameron, as if sensing Sharon's pain, appears out of nowhere, dragging Sharon into a new nightmare. Cameron not only wants to torture Sharon, but also turns her into someone like him, someone who will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. Sharon is at a dark crossroads. Cameron, like a ghost, whispers in her ear about justice and revenge. Will Sharon be able to stand her ground, or will Cameron drag her into the darkness, committing terrible crimes in the name of justice? Sharon's inner struggle intensifies as she confronts her greatest fear, losing Faith. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Faith is still unconscious. Lily, though conscious, is weighed down by guilt. Lily knows that if the truth about the accident is revealed, her life will be turned upside down. Not only will she face legal consequences, but she will also face judgment from her family and friends. Daniel and Heather, upon learning about the accident, have immediate and strong reactions. They are furious that Lucy was drinking and that they didn't know about it sooner. Faith agreed not to tell Daniel and Heather about Lucy's drinking, but the hospital finds out. Things get even more complicated when Faith's condition becomes critical. While there are no revelations this week about Faith's fate, that doesn't mean she's gone. Faith may face a medical challenge ahead that could change her life forever. Meanwhile, another tension is brewing between Summer Newman and Claire. Victor Newman has ordered Kyle Abbott to fire Claire, but Claire is not taking it lightly. She decides to confront Summer, believing that Summer is behind the decision. When Claire meets Summer over the weekend, the confrontation becomes heated. Claire, deceived and manipulated, wants to find out the truth. Kyle, caught in the crossfire of Victor and Claire, may have lied to Claire that the firing order came from Summer. Summer, clueless about what is going on, denies having anything to do with it. This forces Kyle to come clean, but it won't be easy. Victor has asked Kyle to keep his identity a secret, leaving Kyle to figure out how to deal with this difficult situation. How will Claire react when she learns that she has been manipulated and lied to? The truth could spark a new war between Claire and Summer, while Kyle faces the consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, Sharon, despite her despair over Faith's condition, struggles to keep from being dragged into the dark world Cameron is drawing her into. Sharon knows she can't afford to lose another loved one, and she will have to fight at all costs to protect Faith from the terrible things that await. This battle is not just between Sharon and Cameron, but also a battle within Sharon between good and evil, between hope and despair. The story in Genoa City continues with dramatic situations, as each character faces their own challenges. Faith, in critical condition, could be the game changer of this story. Can Sharon overcome the darkness to save her daughter, or will Cameron push her deeper into the abyss? Everything is still a question mark, but it is certain that every step they take will leave indelible marks in their lives.